It's an interesting question. And I would say that in that final commanding officer tour, it was actually maybe the only tour that I recall not really having an issue with, and I don't remember anybody having an issue with me being a female. And I actually had a pretty strong response even in that day, both men and women who had come back or were in supporting roles, volunteering their services in every which way. That was a stark contrast to my
Hmm.
first commanding officer tour in Texas, where I was located was Southeast Texas. And at the time, which was around 99, actually 2000, 2001, there weren't a lot of women in that area that even had college degrees, much less were in leadership roles. And I had a lot of trouble there initially because I had a judge who was one of my reservists walk up to me in uniform on my own quarter deck in my building and kiss me on the mouth.
Oh,
You know,
wow.
and I'm like, what are you doing? And he'd say, well, I'm just saying hello and I'm excited to see you. And I said, okay, well, let me introduce you to the handshake. And he'd say, well, but I'm really happier to see you than a handshake. And I said, well, let me introduce you to the double handshake. Like you can put your other hand on top of his hand. So we had a long way to go. And I had to do some very unique things at that command in order to garner respect from the men because I didn't have it coming out of the gate at all. And so what I ended up doing, which sort of came out of my mouth before I even thought about it, was I challenged everyone to a physical fitness test and said, I'll match you point for point in the push-ups, the sit-ups, or the run swim combination, one or the other. And I had, 18-year-olds on their way to buds, and I basically said, anybody who beats me, I will personally present to you a soda of your choice in front of the whole command as acknowledgement and recognition. And so they were so excited. What I had forgotten to take into account is I had had a C-section delivery about, I don't know, it was probably 8, 9 months before. I had not done a physical fitness test since then, since really early in pregnancy, right? I don't even
Right.
think you have to do when you're pregnant. So it's been now a couple of years. And I blurt this out. And I'm thinking, what did I do? And what did I say? And why did I do this? But I got to work and I just did the physical fitness test every morning before work twice, every day, twice, the whole thing. And so the day of the physical fitness test, I had this Navy SEAL wannabe who was on his way to bed soon run over and say, I did 136 push-ups, ma'am. How about you? And I turned to the guy who had been counting and I said, how many push-ups did I do? And he said, she did 137, man. And I can't even believe it. And the guy was like, you are kidding me. And a few curse words might have flown and he backed off. And I ended up presenting one soda to one person and it was a woman.
Oh, wow.
She had a faster run time than I had sometimes. Nobody did more push-ups or sit-ups than I did, but she had a faster run time than I had sometimes. So but that garnered respect really quickly because it was something that it was sort of,
Like a level playing field.
it did. They respected physical fitness. And
Hmm.
the fact that I could do that was immediately acknowledgement that I wasn't just there. I was dedicated to demonstrating leadership in all areas. So anyway, does that answer your question a little bit?
It does. And I think that's awesome because, I've often in some past episodes talked about, what it takes to kind of garner that respect as a leader.